across the country. And later on, the second half of the show, we will come back to look at some of these stories in details. And we start off that is leading virtually in all the papers today. So let's see how this day newspaper captures the moment. It says APC's apparatchiks overwhelms Obaseki, returns Pueblo as Edo State governor. And still staying with this day newspaper, Moved Wang engages UN on sustainable development to improve rural dwellers' lives in Plateau. And Tinubu orders security law enforcement agencies to crack down on cyber criminals, transnational car thieves. And we also have Akwa Ibom maps out plans to celebrate World Tourism Day. And Florence Otedola makes history as first British Nigerian to host ONGA opening session. Well, assisting with this newspaper for some business stories now. CBN's monetary measures support Nigeria's economic stability and growth. And we also have APM terminal extends barge capacity, dedicates lanes for non-oil exports. And we have MPC. Analysts predict steady interest rate as energy. Yeah, we move on to the Guardian newspaper, and the Guardian also leads with the Edo story. Says Edo election, PDP fumes, demands review as APC's Pueblo wins. Tenants struggle to pay rent as property owners groan over rising defaults. And still staying with the Guardian newspaper, most politicians, not politics, are dirty, says Obasanjo. How 41 million farmers produce food in Africa, yet not sufficient. That's the irony. And NBS says Benue residents paid highest as petrol price stands at 830 in August. And for some sports stories now, despite loss, Anthony Joshua vows to soldier on. Expert calls for enhanced role in resettlement action plans. MPC may consider interest rates hike. Okay, MPC may consider interest rates hike pause as inflation eases. Ohaneze Ndigbo urges President Tinubu to replace underperforming ministers. And we also have it from The Guardian that Vice President Shettima has departed Abuja for the 79th ONGA in the United States. That's the United Nations General Assembly. Billions of ecological funds award to Borno, Serap tells Tinubu. Okay, refineries want forest rate at 1,000 naira to dollar to reduce fuel price as Afe Babalola warns against monopoly. And still back to the United Nations General Assembly, leaders jostle for meetings with Trump, Harris. And on flood, NIHSA alerts on rising water levels in Benue Basin. DSS releases 6 and bad governance protesters to arraign 3. And back to the Edo State election, Edo 2024 moment, APC's Monday Kwebala was declared winner of Edo Guba election. Insecurity stakeholders decry manpower shortage, inadequate firearms, and weak laws. NDLEA seizes 16 billion naira opioids codeine in Lagos. Residents lament deplorable state of roads in Imo communities. And troops neutralize armed vandals, recover AK-47 rifles in Niger Delta. Loma intensifies efforts to combat marine waste in Lagos. Marks World Cleanup Day. And PENCOM to address poor funding, delay in payment of pensions. PFA sensitizes Nigerians on retirement portfolio diversification and also on investment strategies. PDP kicks as APC clears LG seats in Imo, Kwara. Ganduje congratulates Akpebolo, assures of Edo people of good governance. That should be assures Edo people of good governance. To the Punch newspaper, Edo polls, PDP alleges rigging as APC Akpebolo wins. And Rivers APC to sanction pro-Wike lawmakers for denying defection. Foreigners in their fatherland, sorry tales of border residents denied access to energy. And why Wabara was denied job slots, that's according to the FCC. Tariff hike looms as monthly power subsidy hit 181 billion naira. 280 million naira assets recovered from drug peddlers in August. This is according to the NDLEA. PDP crisis, Atiku backs anti-Damagum NWC members. And back to Edo State, how Akpebolo navigated the bumpy road to Sadibi House. LP crisis, Abure faction rolls out sanction for OP. Wire destroyed graves to extract iron rods, according to a Bauchi vandal. We move on to the Tribune newspaper, and it leads with a story outside politics. Says flood can clear canals, drainage, gutters. FG alerts Nigerians. And Edo decides 2024. Akpebolo's victory confirms people's acceptance of APC ideals. This is according to President Bola Tinubu. And Tinubu orders crackdown on transnational car thieves and cyber criminals. And we move on to the Nation newspaper now. And the paper leads with Tinubu orders crackdown on cybercrime, transnational car theft. CBN likely to retain rates to support economic recovery. Patient Jonathan greets First Lady Oluremi Tinubu at 64. And Luz begins bone marrow transplant for sickle cell cure. And Luz, that's the Lagos University Teaching Hospital. We move on to daily trusts and leads with the Edo story. What comes next after the Edo governorship election? The paper asks. And minimum wage, Labour FG sign MU on salary adjustment. Dan urges Nigerians to break conflict barriers, build love bridges. On flood, Governor Zulum constitutes panel to disburse funds, list EFCC, DSS, others as members. Edo victory, sign of people's support for our economic program, President Tinubu says. And the Vanguard newspaper is next, and the paper leads Ighodalo with 44,012 votes. FG frees 6 NBAT governance protesters to arraign 3. Marketers optimistic directly as scarcity persists. Customs, Smidan partner to ease SMEs cross-border trade. Net for desecrating grave to steal iron rods. All right, the leadership newspaper is next, and APC's Okpebolo floors Ighodalo Akpata in Edo governorship. We'll take a short break, and when we return, we will look at some of the stories in detail. Please don't go away. The program returns in a moment.
On the news during the week? Not to worry. Retrospect is here to make up for the missed information. Retrospect is a complete package of all the major news headlines that made the airwaves from Sunday to Saturday. Join me, Esther Nwosu, on 6 p.m. Retrospect. Out on the news during the week? Retrospect is a complete package. Esther Nwosu on the